The US is the world's second largest emitter of greenhouse gases after China and is under enormous pressure to reduce its emissions. President Joe Biden wants to remind countries to stay focused on the goal of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. He says his schedule will be extremely busy.
I don't think the conflict will be resolved with Russia and Ukraine until Putin gets out of Ukraine. Anyway, you guys, I'm heading down to, first of all, going to Cairo for the environmental effort.
The World Bank has made it clear that member states must put concerted efforts in tackling climate change.
We have massive climate change financing now, $32 billion. Of that, half is adaptation, which is, and the rest of the world, not much at all. And so as we go forward, we need to build those efforts, but also bring more donors into adaptation and the private sector into adaptation. They bear a responsibility, and I think we'll need to really be stepping up.
Meanwhile, China has called on developed countries to fulfill their commitment made in 2009 at the Copenhagen Climate Change Conference about providing $100 billion a year to help developing countries.
As for the climate finance, the developed countries promised in Copenhagen in 2009 to mobilize $100 billion a year to developing nations. But they have failed to honor this commitment. In all, they owe more than $260 billion in this regard.
As the climate change talks continue in Egypt, African countries say they are tired of empty promises and they want the developed nations not to shy away from their commitments. Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.